Hi. Don't know if this is going to work, but I want to get into the habit of making some video blogs, some vlogs, because I think it's quite cathartic. And I've been kind of testing it out, but I want to get more into it. So this is me trying. Uh, in 2 days, I am moving to Japan for at least 1 year to attend a Japanese language school. And I am starting to get quite excited for it. I'm also a little nervous, and some things happened in the last couple of weeks that kind of rocked my boat, swayed me a bit. But I think I'm overcoming that, and so I'm trying to get excited for this new adventure. And I think it's going to be great. It's certainly going to be transformative. So I have wanted to learn another language for a very long time, and Japan is my favorite place in the world. I've been there 7 times, and over the course of those 7 times, I have spent over a year in the country. So a bunch of those trips were 3 months long, and then I would leave the country and then come back into the country. And it was all tourism. So I went around most of the country just as a tourist, seeing all the highlights, seeing the gardens, seeing some architecture. But I never really learned the language. I was just traveling. I was just being a tourist. The last 3 years have been really tough for me. The jobs were very disappointing. Even though the pay and the work-life balance was quite good, the jobs themselves were very disappointing. They weren't creative. They were a bit stifling. There was not really any space for growth or development. I had a lot of health complications, and that's the main reason I didn't go to Japan sooner. And so finally, I got to a point where my health was good enough that I felt ready to go, and I just wanted to get out. I wanted the change. I wanted to get out. And being so close to going now, I get a bit of FOMO because in the last 6 months or so, life has turned around. Like, the last 3 years have been really tough, really sad, really depressing, really lonely. In the last 6 months, things started to turn around. I met some great friends, made some great friends, started to have fun, and started to be more optimistic again and think, what if I stayed? Like, what would happen if I stayed? And the positives, the turning towards that positive side is thinking about like the positive things that could have happened if I had stayed, could happen if I stayed. Like getting a girlfriend, developing these friendships, enjoying life in Vancouver. But I think, like, even though I had a good, nice place to live in West Vancouver, and I wouldn't really want to live anywhere else in Canada, maybe it was just the wrong time to be here. Like, even though the place itself was good, it wasn't financially sustainable. I could pay the rent, but I wasn't really saving as much as I would like. And I'd really love to show someone Vancouver, and I'd really hope that I would meet a Japanese girl here and be able to show her like this part of the world and where I come from. That just didn't happen. In the last 6 to 8 months, I was doing a lot of online lessons, online like conversation lessons, and I met one girl who is absolutely amazing, and she has really helped me develop my Japanese just by talking to her for an hour twice a week and having so much to say to her, so much to talk about. And I was really looking forward to asking her out until I found out that she has a boyfriend. And I don't really know the details of it. but that was really sad to me and disappointing, mostly because I was taking it a bit slow. Like I wasn't really pushing for it. We spent most of the lessons talking about stuff I did and myself, and so I don't know her as well as, like, I wanted to get to know her better, and I was thinking like I would get to know her in Japan, and then ask her out. And so that, like, finding out she has a boyfriend and is actually planning on moving out of Japan for her boyfriend was kind of a shot to the heart. And I didn't realize how much I cared about her and how amazing I thought she was until I found that out. Partly because for her to move abroad for someone is like a dream I wish someone would do for me, like, or that I could do for someone. Uh, and she has boosted my confidence. She has improved my Japanese to the point where we'll talk for an hour, all in Japanese, and I'll get like 95% of it. My comprehension with her has gone way up. Self-confidence has gone way up. She is the nicest, most positive, wonderful person. So that didn't work out. And I also have changed my goals in life in the last year like 5 times. And so there's been a bit of a shock of like, oh, I'm going to Japan to learn Japanese, and I was hoping to get to know this girl better, but that's not happening. Why am I going? Originally I was going to work abroad there, and I thought, well, having Japanese would be really good. I don't think I'll work there. I don't think the salary or the overtime or the work culture is worth it. So I'll probably just travel after a year there. But I'm kind of going back to the basics. So to get into Japan, at my age, I'm 35. I can't do a working holiday. That ends when you're 30 or 31. So my options were go as an English teacher, and I didn't really want to do that. I've heard like salary is low, it's a lot of work. Just didn't sound interesting to me. Like find a job or get a visa to find a job there, and I was like, well, I could work there, but my salary would be a third, and I would probably work twice as much. So that didn't sound so fun. And I thought, well, the third option, if I go to language school, I can improve my Japanese, and if I want to stay there long term, that would be the best way to improve my Japanese quickly. Theoretically, I'll have more time off because class is only half the day, and then homework's only 2 to 3 hours a day, so there wouldn't be like overtime or anything like that. So I should have more free time to like travel and hang out and live abroad. So I picked that option. With the intention that later I could work or travel. And I'm kind of just, right now the plan is cut out that middle work and just go school and then travel. The school will be good for learning grammar properly and more formal speech properly, and just being in the country. Like the main reason to go to the school is to get the visa so that I can be in the country and immersed. Because as much as I'm learning from online lessons, classes, and occasionally having some Japanese friends in Canada, that's nothing compared to living abroad. And one of the big goals was also to live abroad and just like live in Tokyo for a year and just enjoy that for a year. So I'm starting to get excited about living in Tokyo. I've got my housing, I've got my visa. Everything is, I've packed, I'm ready to go. Everything is set. I'm looking forward to the most random things, like bath mats that are not towels but ceramic. Getting ketchup at a fast food place and squeezing the packet and not having your hands all messy. I'm looking forward to like walking around the neighborhoods and just seeing the different architecture, going to museums again, um, just like standing in Shibuya Crossing again and being surrounded by a crowd, um, going on weekend and day trips around the country. I'm bringing my skis so that next year, hopefully, I can do a lot of skiing in the winter. Um, it should be good. It'll be definitely transformative. I'm hoping I meet a lot of great people and make some good friends. I'd really like to also go do motorcycle touring, but that one I haven't really solved how I will get a bike to do that. Um, so yeah, I'm 2 days I go to Japan. I'm starting to get excited for it. There's concerns about mostly about the school and me struggling in it or me not doing well in it because I've never really learned languages well in school. And I've never really felt that they are like strong places to learn languages. And I don't really know how the language is taught in a school. Um, so I'm mostly concerned about the school. The living part I know I can handle. I've done it before in my travels there. The friends part, I think I'll make friends there eventually somehow. Not so concerned about that, just the school. And so now I'm starting to get excited for going and living abroad. And yeah, 2 days, I will be on a plane to Japan for a year. So this is the start of some video blogs to kind of vent a bit and also just talk about it and uh, and get some practice in talking to a camera, and whether that leads to something else, I don't know, but I think it's a good skill to learn at this point. So yeah, 2 days going to Japan. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to continue my walk along the beach. See you later.